Hey everyone, it's Jeannie here. So glad to be with you today. Today I'm honored, of course, as always, to be joined by this amazing man of God. He's the frontman of the multi-platinum rock band Skillet. John Cooper is in the house, and we are here to talk about Rock the Universe here in Orlando, Florida. That's where I am currently. And John, I am so happy that you're headlining this year. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. I'm excited. We're headlining this year too. Rock the Universe. Is that the coolest name for an event?
Absolutely. And it's so perfect for you, right? As a rocker and being called out to all the world, to all the universe to share the hope of Christ. So how amazing is that? Talk about that. So I'm originally from New York. I came here to Orlando. People in Orlando are way more open to, that Southern Bible Belt kind of stuff, talk about God and stuff like that. But when I went to Rock the Universe, to be a part of something in a huge mainstream organization like, Universal Studios, and to see people like worshiping Jesus and all these Christian artists, I just was floored. I was so blessed by that. I'm like, these things happen. We get scope like this too. I'd love to hear from you, just kind of how it is for you to be a part of something like Rock the Universe with Universal Studios to proclaim what the message that you have.
Yeah, I think that's actually a great explanation. It is a very unifying thing going to these type of events, because think about the fact that, I mean, even in culture right now, even if you were to take the religious aspect out of something like this, you've really only got two events that bring Americans together, right? Which is sports and music. There's nothing else.
Yeah.
We can't agree on anything. But you go to a concert or a sporting match, and everybody's sort of like, okay, we can at least agree on this. We're here to have fun.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you put that in the perspective of a Christian event like Rock the Universe, all of a sudden you get a lot of people. It's not that everybody there is a Christian, or even religious, but a large percentage of people are, and they're joining together for something, not even because they particularly love this one band or that artist is my favorite art, my favorite band, that's why I'm going. You're going to the event because you all agree on something. And what we agree on, usually for lots and lots of people, is that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. And we want to celebrate that. And we can celebrate that with all kinds of people, whether you're talking about class, ethnicity, whatever that may be, or even denomination. So we're coming together to say we're putting some of our differences aside because we agree that Jesus Christ is Lord. And that's a really wonderful thing. And then you also get people who might not be religious, but they like the vibe. It's positive, and they can bring their kids, and their kids aren't going to hear crazy stuff that they hear everywhere else they go. And you
Mm.
never know what might happen at that event for those families. So it could be the case that they didn't know Jesus coming into the event. They just thought this is a safe place to bring my family, but I kind of like this vibe. And then they might
Mm.
listen to the message, and you may see life change. I've met people who said, I gave my life to Christ at a Christian music event like Rock the Universe, and now I'm here and I'm bringing my kids at the very place that I gave my life to Christ at. So that's a long answer, but that all goes into the reason I like what you said, which is these are pretty special events, and I think that we all realized how special they were in 2020 when we could not go to them.
Yeah, so true. Yes. I remember that year. I was like, oh no. Can you speak to the importance of making family moments like that? In this country, in this day and age, how, there's so many things that are fighting for the attention of all of us, right? The parents, the children, to not have these unifying moments, these family moments. Can you kind of talk to the importance of those family moments and making time to do events like this
Mm.
together?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I could talk for an hour about this, and I'm going to try not to, believe me. But, as everybody knows, and I think a lot of people were saying that they were warning in 2020, and I'm not even saying this, I'm not even saying this isn't critical. This is just, it was a difficult time period, okay? A lot of people were warning, hey, this is going to be really hard. This is going to hurt a lot of kids. I mean, for people watching this, do you remember what it was like to be a teenager? It's hard. Being a preteen is hard. You feel lonely. You feel misunderstood. You feel like you have to fit in. And if you don't fit in, you don't know if you have any identity. All these things are happening. And all of a sudden, lockdown happens. The world is changing. These young people are growing up on social media that makes them feel further alienated because they're watching all this stuff on social media of everybody having, quote unquote, the perfect life, when we all know that no one has the perfect life. It's not even real, it's fake, but everybody's acting like they have the perfect life. And now these young people feel like, I have nothing to live for. And it's either even further separated. There's an awakening happening in America right now amongst religious people and non-religious people that we're losing our kids. And what I'm excited about is I think the church has the answer to that. The church has always had the answer to that because God creates a man and a woman to get married and have children and raise their kids in the fear and admonition of the Lord. You're supposed to be a little church of your own if you're in a family. You are a little church of your own, is what Charles Spurgeon used to say. So I think people are realizing that. And as the world gets crazier, what I'm seeing in my concerts anyway, is that a lot of people are coming, bringing their family. Skillet is becoming a family event, even for people who are not into the Jesus part. They're like, I'm not into the Jesus stuff, but I can bring my kids here, and I'm running out of places to bring them because even sports is getting now inundated with woke culture that they're uncomfortable, even as non-Christians, that they're uncomfortable with, and they're coming to these events. And so I still think the church is the answer for this. God's way always works. There's the
Yeah,
simple answer. God's way always works, and it's going
yeah.
to work in 23 if we will listen.
Amen. I like the church. The family is the little church. I love that. I'm going to use that. Um, 25 years that Rock the Universe has been hosting these events. Can you kind of just talk to the importance of Rock the Universe and institutions like Universal and other like continuing these type of events? Because also that's something that's fading away as well with time. We see different organizations who were doing events like this, they're not doing it anymore. Can you talk to the importance of that 25 years of this and
Mm.
continuing it on?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, certainly we're in a new time now than we were 10 years ago, which is that it's almost like everybody is guilty of whoever you're associated with. I don't like it, but it's the way it is. And so if you go, well, wait a minute, that person does business with that person and they do business with that person, that means they're all bad. And so there is a lot of pressure right now for
Yeah.
people not to have Christian events. And so I think it's a great testimony that places like Universal are still having Rock the Universe, which is a wonderful event. And I would hope, I assume, I don't know this to be a fact, but I assume that when Christians come in for an event like Rock the Universe, I hope that they are treating the property probably better than maybe other events where everybody's getting hammered drunk or something. In other words, in other words, there should be a good testimony of doing business. And I would say 25 years or 20 years or whatever it is of doing business together and still wanting to do that business is a really good testimony to the people who run Rock the Universe and to the fans, the people coming to the show, because it means you're treating them properly well and things like that. So I think it's a big deal, and I still believe it's important that Christians are involved in the world. I know that sometimes we have to go and start our own things because the world doesn't accept us. But I also think when we can, we need to be in the world, rubbing shoulders with the world, being salt and light, the Bible says, not just creating our own spaces. And I'm okay with creating our own spaces if there are no opportunities, of course. But if there are opportunities, we should be in there, mixing it up with people, making friends with people that disagree with us, who do not agree with Christ being the Lord of the universe. We should be doing that and being salt and light and showing the love of Christ. And so, I don't know. I've always been proud to be a part of that, and I think it's a great testimony for Rock the Universe.
Yeah, it really is. And I also pray that we as Christians are good witnesses when we're in these events. I really do. So I'll ask this question. I'll ask like a two-part question and that'll be in, and feel free to add anything else that you'd like. So what's your favorite ride at Rock the Universe, or your favorite thing to do when you're there besides perform? And then also, um, is there like a special theme that God has placed in your heart for this year that you're gonna share?
Well, let's go to the former first, because that's the easy one. I mean, it's of course pretty cool that they have a roller coaster that plays rock and roll music. I mean, right? You gotta like
Yes.
that. But I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. And so that was when the Spider-Man thing came out. That was
Oh,
really ahead of its time. And so that was kind of cool also, because they had a good mixture of new and old Spider-Man villains. So the geek in me
yeah.
was always really happy about that, because you had Electro in there, which is one of the OG villains, and I don't know. I'm kind of a nerd like that. So I always like the movie themed stuff. In terms of the latter, no, I don't think that as of yet I have a particular theme. But I will guarantee you this: the show's going to be good. We are going to be rocking out, because starting a new year with a concert is great. And I'm a very big believer that people need outlets to have fun these days. And I might sound really cheesy. I'm also a big fan of, you know, using your brain. Okay. I'm a fan of studying and reading the scriptures and going to church, but we are running out of things that we can do for entertainment that are wholesome. You know what I mean? And so I'm kind of a big fan of that. I raised my kids on the road. So finding something that they could do, that we could do as a family, was just a really big deal. So that
Yeah.
concert is going to be fun. It is going to be energetic. Your kids are going to have the best time of their life at the show. And we're going to do everything we can do to make them go, oh, I can't wait to see Skillet again at Rock the Universe next time. Come on now.
Yes, I love it. Is there anything else that you'd like to add, John?
No, I just want to thank fans for their support. I never dreamt we'd be a band this long. I can't believe we're still playing music. I can't believe people are still coming. And now there's new generations of fans because they came with their parents to shows. It's such an honor. So I just want to thank fans for their faithfulness to us. They're hardcore. So we try to pay it forward to them the best we can.
I love that. So beautiful. Thank you, John. And hopefully I'll be able to see you rocking out coming up at Rock the Universe. All right, take
Thank
care.
you.